Hey everybody, it's your girl Kitty Cat, and today I want to talk to y'all about money. As you can see by the title, today's video is all about managing your money, honey. I'm going to be sharing with you all some of my favorite money management tips that I have picked up during this life's journey. I've learned a lot about money over the years in finance, and there are some things that I've learned that ended up not really working for me, but these things that I'm going to share with you today either work for me or they work for some people that I know. And when it comes to money, I think that knowledge is power, and I want to share with y'all everything I know. Before we get into all of the tips, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe for more videos about self-love, beauty, and lifestyle. You wouldn't think money falls into self-love, but it really does, because money is power, money is freedom, and with that freedom, you can make the choices you really want to make. The first money saving tip, and you've probably heard this one before, so that's why I'm getting it out of the way, is to always save something. Save it as soon as you get paid. Don't wait until the end of the pay cycle, because at that time, you might need that money. So be sure to save it at the beginning of when you get paid, but always save a little something, whether it's something really small or a large amount. It ultimately adds up in the end, and your future self will thank you for it later. So always save a little something. This is my favorite one. This one came from my sister actually, and she says to save the overhang. So what that means is, say your check was $572, right? So what you do is you would save the overhang. So you'd save that $72. So you're always saving a significant amount. And the beauty of the overhang is it changes. Typically, if you work hourly, it changes every single month or every single paycheck. So your overhang, this check could be $40 and the next one could be 60 or 70 or 80. It just really depends, but at least you're still saving something, and you're not saving, too much to the point where you don't have it to spend on things you like. Okay, this one is also one of my favorites. I mean, I guess these are all my favorites, that's why I'm sharing them. But this one I think super works well. This one is from the Financial Diet here on YouTube, but this one is wait 4 days until after you're paid. So if you get paid on Friday, you're not spending any money unless you have to pay bills, of course, but you're not spending any money until Tuesday. Because when you first get paid, you kind of want to you want to go shopping, you want to go out, well, pre-COVID, you want to go shopping, you want to go out, you want to do this, you want to do that. And then come time Monday morning, you're like, oh my gosh, I spent so much money on XYZ. But if you tell yourself, okay, this weekend, I'm not going to go out, we're not really going out anyways anymore. But if you keep your money in your pocket those first 4 days, one, you're less to spend, like frivolous spending and impulse buys. And then secondly, your money's actually going to stretch you that whole time until you get paid again, if you get paid bi-weekly, because you didn't spend anything those first 4 days. I'm changing angles, y'all, because I want to keep this fun. The next money tip, I guess it's not even like a saving tip, but this is just like when you're in a job interview. Don't be afraid to ask for the money that you truly want, and ask it for it to be even a little higher than what you want. So then that way, when y'all negotiate, if you say, oh, I want to make, I'm past the camera, you want to make this much amount of money, they're saying, well, we'll give you this, and you're like, well, why don't you meet me right here, meet me in the middle, right? So just basically, your next job interview, when they ask you how much you want to be paid or what you're looking at, always shoot super high, so then y'all can balance it out. But the reason I say that is because, yeah, you can do all the budgeting in the world. You can tell yourself, I'm only going to Starbucks 3 times this month. But if you don't make enough money to support your lifestyle, it might be time to take a step back and start looking to see what else is out there. And I know the job searching at this point is it's just kind of a lot right now, but I think when things do change in our society, when things do change, and things are kind of alive and popping again, always ask for a lot. Ask for a lot of money, so then that way you can live a comfortable lifestyle. Write down or make some kind of Excel spreadsheet or something of everything you're spending every month. I sat down with one of my friends at the beginning of this year because I was like, I don't know where all my money's going. I don't know where my money's going. And they were like, you make a certain amount, you should be able to be fine. And I was like, well, I'm not. So we sat down and we literally wrote out how much I'm actually spending on things. I was spending every month I was spending like $400 or $500 on food. So I'd spend like $200 on groceries and then another $200 plus on eating out. So that made me really put into perspective of like, okay girl, like if you're going to the grocery store, like we need to be like really serious about things we're buying. We need to maybe not eat out so much. Like, you know, if you don't, I don't really like to cook, so I would always buy stuff that I would have to cook and then I wouldn't cook it and it would go bad. So now I'm buying things that I'm actually eating. I still eat out, you know, I still kind of mess up there, but you know, we're human. But if you write down and you find out where your money's really going, like, are you spending too much, you know, shopping, or is it really just all your bills are taking up all of your, you know, your finances? So it's really good to just kind of get to the bottom of it and know where your money's going and, you know, what's happening with it, because it's your money. You know, you should know what's going on with it. Ooh, I like this one. I like this one. If your bank allows you to, the way my bank is set up, it allows me to basically every time I use my debit card, it automatically transfers $1 into my savings. So they told me that when I first signed up with my debit account, and I didn't really understand it, and I was really annoyed for the first couple of years. When I got my debit card, they told me every time you use your debit card, you're gonna have $1 that goes into your savings. And I thought, okay, cool. When the lady at the bank, when she set it up, she told me, you know, if you don't want that to go into your savings, you can always transfer it back. But I don't do that. I normally just let it go. So if I, you know, if I do a lot of swiping, I just let it go. I let it stay in there, and even though it's only $1, it really adds up. So check with your bank and see if maybe they do something like that. Even like those roundup apps, like any and every little bit truly helps when it comes to money. My last and final tip, this one is definitely like a grown folks tip, but this one actually came from a lady I used to work with who used to be an accountant, and she manages her money pretty well, and something she taught me was to have 3 savings accounts. And I was like, 3 savings accounts? What do you mean, girl? And she was like, well, look at it like this. You need 3 savings accounts for 3 reasons. First saving account is for vacations. Okay, she loved going on vacations, so it was really important to her that every time she got paid, or even if it was just once a month, that she was putting something into her vacations account. Because don't you hate it when like you go on a trip and maybe you didn't save as much as for it as you thought you did, then you end up running up your credit card, you had this fun time on your trip, you get back and you realize, ugh, I have so much money to pay off. So having a vacation savings account eliminates that issue. The next type of savings account is for fun. So, you know, going to the movies, you know, going here, going there. I guess stuff, you know, stuff we used to do before COVID. But, you know, fun. Whatever fun looks like to you. Maybe fun for you is doing crafts at home. Maybe fun for you is like baking. Maybe you like to sew. You know, I don't know what you like to do, but fun. Whatever fun costs looks like to you, having a specific savings account for fun. And last but not least, having a savings account for emergencies. If you live in a state where you have a car, you know, things happen with cars all the time. Just emergencies are just emergencies, and they're never convenient. They always come at the worst of times, because when emergencies are happening, it's already stressful, it's already a lot, it's already overwhelming, and money can take care of that. When you have enough money to survive, to be comfortable, like, it's less stress on your life. It absolutely is less stress on your life. There is a book I want to recommend to y'all. Have y'all heard of Jen Sincero? She writes books, You Are a Badass series, and she has one that is called You Are a Badass at Making Money. I don't read a lot, but I did listen to the audio version. I actually listened to it here on YouTube. It's a couple of hours long, and it's in her voice, so it's really personal. Listening to that audiobook really changed my outlook on money, and I think a lot of people, especially in the United States, we don't have the best view of money because everybody's raised differently when it comes to money. We all know money's important, but we all value it in a different way. And so reading that book just kind of helped me see money in a new light. I hope these tips were helpful for you all. Do you have any really good money management tips? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to learn from yours, and we can all learn from each other. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Life is too short to be anything but fabulous. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.